Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to Broken Sword 5, the Serpent's Curse. So, the game, effectively, because it was planned badly and broken into 2 episodes, the game is effectively just started over. We're in episode 2, as far as I can tell. We're redoing the original goat puzzle, which
a pile of apples had just been laid on a sheet.
I don't remember the solution to. The goat has eaten several of the items that I've had. I'm trying to grab apples. Every time I grab apples, this goat hits me.
The tree was way too sturdy for me to shake any apples down.
Interesting.
Uh-oh. Ouch!
While we're doing this goat puzzle, this guy's shooting at me. We can't walk to the house.
Hey, what? Whoa!
So what else is on the screen? We have an apple tree. We have some mountains.
The view was beautiful.
We have a
I
cactus.
had time to enjoy it.
We're in Barcelona, I believe. This tire seems to be the only thing that's holding him down. So, apple tree on apples.
That wouldn't make any sense.
Paper clip on apples.
That was never gonna happen.
Safety matches on apples.
I needed a better idea. Ripe apples hung from the tree.
So the problem here is we're right back to the problem that we've had about 5 or 6 other times in this game, where there's just no hint. There's no idea. There's no.
The car was riddled with bullet holes.
There's nothing being said here that indicates you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that.
Luckily, the goat was tied to an old tire. Unluckily, it was blocking my way.
Like, so you just have to go to the hint system. I have a severe question that anybody, I'm using the word severe too much, but I have a big question here. It doesn't seem like any normal player would be able to beat this game without hints. Because what am I supposed to do? I've tried every single item. I've thought of any logical thing possible. We are way into moon logic. I've tried to think of anything, and I don't think I'm that dumb that here at the beginning of episode 2 I should be not having this trouble. I'm closer to the house, but I need to distract the shooter again, and the goat won't let me go anywhere. What should I do? Perhaps there's something in the car you could use to distract the shooter. Of course, you'd need to get the goat away from the car first. Useless hint. Like, sure, once I get to the car, I'll look in the car and see if there's something. Goats love apples. Perhaps you can get some down from that tree. That's what I was thinking. Yes, we'll get the apples down, but I can't figure out how. I've tried every item. I think I have. So, I feel like I have. If it may turn out like the previous puzzle where there was just a pin board on the wall surrounded by 8 different other pictures you could click on, and I simply couldn't see the forest for the trees and missed the pin board. Try to trick the goat into ramming the tree. He needs some kind of target, of course. That's what I was thinking. So before we go to the final solution here, what can we do? This with this?
Never in a month of Sundays.
Nope.
That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, none of this makes any sense.
I needed a better idea. That was never going to work.
I have no target unless I'm supposed to put a photo here. Or the medallion here.
That wasn't worth trying.
Yeah, I have no clue. And Is there something that I just missed? This is frustrating. This game is incredibly frustrating. Interact with the apple tree, then click the dodge hotspot on the left of the tree. As you jump aside, the goat will butt the tree. And this is exactly what we had in the original version of the goat puzzle, and that's why everybody hated it.
Heck.
And so you just had to be left of the tree. And so that's why in the remastered version they made it incredibly easier. Although,
The apples were bruised.
in all honesty, they should have probably just allowed the player to continue to do the same puzzle, but throw in some hints, some lines of dialogue. And in this case, since they're redoing the puzzle, all they really needed to do is just have George say, "Not again," and dodge to the side automatically. So if I throw this
Eat this, boy.
over there.
The goat couldn't reach the apple pile.
Well, that didn't work.
That wouldn't have worked.
Apples to the car door?
Oh boy, you're gonna love this. I distracted the goat, but it wouldn't take him long to eat that apple.
So now let's move the tire. Or just cut the tire. And see, it's weird that the most annoying puzzle in the first game in this series of Broken
The goat
Sword
now had a whole pile of apples to tuck into.
is being
I
revered
tossed him my last apple.
and replayed like it's something good.
The old car was riddled with bullet holes.
In all honesty, of making a reference to it, fine. Making the player relive the trauma, not so much. Frankly, it's like they didn't
Even while
learn
he was eating,
anything.
the goat had his eye on me.
Am I supposed to move
I moved
the tire
the
again?
tire further away from the car.
Yarn on the car door. Apparently that's what I'm supposed to do. The game is trying, more than likely, to get rid of everything in my inventory.
Even while he was eating, the goat had his eye on me.
Yarn with the
The goat
goat.
had turned away, and I decided to leave him alone. The old car had been abandoned long ago. Well, that didn't work.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to do now. That's again, maybe the side mirror is something, I guess. So now do we use the wing mirror with the fountain?
That wouldn't make any sense.
Or the wing mirror with the
I wasn't going
shooter?
to frighten the shooter with his own reflection.
Use the wing mirror with the sun?
I blinded the shooter. Time to make a dash for it.
So we don't even know who
think I
this
can
is.
see you, senor. If you so much as move an inch, I shall shoot you.
Now we're gonna just have a conversation with this guy.
It was a wind chime made
Apparently.
out of old cans. That wouldn't work.
Don't move. I was just gonna get... I said, don't move.
Let's talk to him, I guess.
Senor, please. Whoever you are, hold your fire. I'm not armed.
Good. That makes it easier for me to shoot you.
My name is George Stobbart. I'm a friend.
I have no friends.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Friend or gun? Let's try friend.
All we want is a quick look inside the castell.
I don't believe you. You are here to kill Senor Marquez.
Senor Marquez? He's alive? What, he'll vouch for us.
You don't fool me like that. Get out of here before I kill you.
But we know Marquez. Let's ask about the gun first.
Please, put the gun down.
No. Leave now, or I shoot.
Usted, venga a mí.
And somebody else puts a gun in my face.
Do you understand what I am saying?
Try saying it and let's see.
Well, I'm George Stobbart, and I come in peace.
So, let's ask about the gun first.
Please, put the gun down. I'm not armed.
And I'm still not hearing an explanation.
I can understand the old man being edgy, but you look like a woman who's seen the world.
Nice work. You managed to insult Ramon and me in one sentence.
Let's see.
Hold it.
So she probably won't take anything
Don't move your hands.
if I try to show her.
Keep your hands where I can see them, senor. Hold it. Don't move your hands.
Be funny if the cockroach worked there.
Keep your hands where I can see them, senor.
So again, this is
Don't
one of
move
those
your
scenarios where nothing you have even matters or can be shown to her, so why did they even flip the switch to allow me to do that?
Keep your hands where I can see them, senor.
Like, unless one of these
Don't
weird
move your
things
hands.
actually works.
Keep your hands where I can see them, senor. Hold it. Keep your hands where I can see them, senor.
So we've gone through every single thing.
Do you mind putting that down? I've had a really bad day.
Guns don't agree with you?
No, and neither do goats. I've got bruises in places that, well, you know, places.
So leave.
We're here looking for something.
Well, go look for it somewhere else.
Let's ask about Marquez.
We were helping a man called Marquez in Paris.
He is my father.
I could see where she inherited her temperament. Your father? Well, he's our friend.
Why should I believe you? Show me proof.
So now I can show her proof. Let's see. So the medallion, the family photo, or La Malediction?
We tracked down his painting, La Maledictio. Look,
Where did you get this?
in London.
He actually pulled it out and showed it. That's nice.
All right. You better come with me, but no funny business, okay?
You know, you sound just like my friend Nico. Nico!
Nico should be fine. Unlike this game, which is a total piece of garbage that crashes all the time. So whose
What's
blood
going
was it
on,
on the
Ramon?
floor?
Who's out there?
Some crazy American. Don't worry. Eva will deal with him.
Papa. These people want to talk to you.
Eva, I thought we agreed to shoot intruders on sight. You, how did you find me?
It wasn't easy, senor.
We thought you were dead.
You were wrong.
They've brought you something, Papa.
Can it be? At last, la malédiction.
So it goes back here. And then that probably is
Senor
gonna...
Marquez, looks like La Malediccio hangs in its right place again.
Well, where are the statues on the side?
I have waited all my life for this, but
Something interesting?
the painting, it is different. The face in the middle.
The one with the symbol of the Tabula Veritatis on it?
How do you know about the tabula?
A priest told me. Said it was the devil's work.
Pah! Priests, full of lies, every one of them.
Oh, really? Well, this priest said that the tabula was an instrument to raise the devil.
Fool! Who would want to raise the devil?
But you do want to find the tabula.
Yes, because it is a Gnostic treasure. It is special, and my duty is to keep it safe.
I was sure that Marquez still wasn't telling me the whole truth. And now?
I shall decipher the painting and find the tabula. Before she died, my mother said that once the painting hung here again, its meaning would become clear, and the route to the tabula would be revealed.
So, what's the answer? Where's the tabula?
I don't know. The room has changed.
Was there something different about the room back then?
No. Yes. I don't know. You must help me.
Well, how? I'm not a Gnostic.
Senor, you must, because soon the Russian will be here.
He knows about Castel del Sanz?
I regret, senor, that in Paris I told his sidekick a little too much.
Ah, well, I guess we'd better figure this out. And fast.
And see, this feels like we may get the first...
Shoot on sight, remember.
Well,
Oh.
Nico, what now?
The first, like,
You try and work out just why the painting has to be in
secret
this room.
trapdoor puzzle.
I'll go and see if Eva knows anything.
And Nico again just
Whether he
gets
knew it or not,
kicked out of
I
the
was
picture.
sure Marquez had the answers.
It's almost kind of like a interesting way to tell a story, to have a character uninterested in being a member of the story. Just somebody who's always going to walk off screen and not matter. But for Nico, who's supposed to be the love interest, or it seems like she should be, it's not a good way to do it. Do each one of these have something different?
The scroll beneath the shield read Figueres.
Alright, Figueres.
The scroll below the shield read Trent. The scroll under the shield read El Pont de Suerte. There was a crate of brandy amongst all the mess. It was
It's
a collection
incredibly
of what could
dark
only be
here.
described as stuff.
So the statues are
The bookcase
missing.
held an assortment of ancient books.
And we could look at the
The
photograph.
photo was of the Marquez family.
Here and here are statues missing. And as far as I can tell, nothing else is different.
The carved figure was like the bearded man in the painting. It also reminded me of the figures from the illustration in Simeon's notes. The carved figure resembled the young man in the painting.
And see, they
It
have this
also matched the pose
carved
of the figures in Simeon's picture.
wooden tree.
The scroll beneath the shield read Puicharda. The scroll below the shield read Girona.
And so we could talk
It
to
was
it.
a circular stained glass window.
I imagine that we may have to manipulate that at some point to get the light to fall in the right place. Let's talk to Ramon.
Senor, can we talk?
Well, I can. Can you?
What I meant was...
I'm busy.
So I'm kind of happy
sure
for
was
that.
a little light in the charm department.
Because I didn't want two conversation paths here. We're going to have to talk to Marquez.
The carved trees bore a remarkable resemblance to the ones in Simeon's notes.
Let's see if we can walk through the door. Well, yes we can. Here's a broken green statue.
There was a piece of stone on the wall. It looked like a discarded statue.
So we need
There were
probably
spent bullet
a
casings lying amongst the rubble.
blue
What exactly
statue.
happened here?
We didn't pick up the spent casings, right?
It looked like this part of the castell had taken some damage. The end of the passage was blocked off with rubble.
I'm looking everywhere just to make sure that that was the only one item. It honestly feels like this entire area is just for that one item. Kind of like the hallway.
The door was locked.
Can I paperclip a
That
door?
was never gonna happen.
So we have a locked door that doesn't work. Here's a green statue. So we have a green statue and a broken green statue.
The bookcase held an assortment of ancient books.
And maybe we just walk through here and see if we can find this that looks like a statue.
You came here, you knew nothing about the castle?
Didn't know, wasn't interested. I better get back on guard in case anyone else shows up.
Your father needs our help, Eva.
My father needs rest, peace, and quiet. Not more of this Gnostic nonsense.
So, what did you find out?
Not a lot. Eva thinks her father's losing it. She doesn't have much time for Gnosticism. She's never been here before. In fact, Marquez never even talked about the place. As far as I can tell, she and her father never got on. She left home the moment she could.
I don't blame her. So, why is she here now?
Marquez begged her, said he was in danger. I guess maybe I'll go inside and have a look around too.
Tell me if
Interesting.
you find anything. I'm not having much luck so far.
Nico is doing a lot of the conversation for us, which isn't a funny twist. It would certainly save you a lot of just random conversation attempts. So we've got two broken blue ones, two non-broken blue ones. And then there's the sundial. And let's talk to Eva.
Hello, Eva.
It's late in the game to introduce new
Senor
characters, since we're past the halfway
Call me
point.
George.
I'd rather not. When are you and your girlfriend leaving?
Actually, she's not my girlfriend.
Why
I don't know
isn't
what
she?
your scam is, senor. You may have fooled my father, but you don't fool me.
Well, I can sure see where you get your manners from.
It would be kind of funny if it turns out that her father actually isn't the boy in this picture, and he's like possessed or gone crazy or something. Let's just try to go through
Do you
everything.
know anything about this statue?
Probably not.
I've seen a few of them lying around. I guess the fascists smashed them up in the war.
Any more thoughts on the statues?
They're just old stones.
Any more thoughts on the statues?
They're just old stones.
Same response for all of them.
Statues?
They're just old stones.
I knew she wouldn't be interested.
Now, how many of these
You
are we
recognize
gonna...
this?
It's my father's medallion. He said he lost it.
Yeah, he left it in Paris. Do you know anything about it?
When I was a kid, he never let it out of his sight.
That kind of kills the theory that he's not actually part of the Marquez family.
This is your family, right?
Looks like it.
What do you make of this?
They're sketches of my father's painting.
The artist paid for the knowledge with his life.
Figures. That painting brings bad luck to everyone who gets near it.
Do these notes mean anything to you?
Some old religious texts. So what?
Now, is it gonna end the same way it ended in the previous game, and is Eva gonna end up getting
She
killed?
wouldn't want to see it.
Like, it would be really, really late for them to potentially hint at a relationship between George and Eva. But she may end up getting killed
I was
anyways.
sure she didn't want to see it. Eva, meet Trevor. You don't have a problem with him?
No, my bar is full of them.
Cookie?
It looks disgusting. I'll pass.
I didn't think she'd be
So,
interested.
the sad thing here is, even if I learn to like Eva, which I kind of am, although I don't know anything about her yet, I don't want another broken sword, ever. Not by Revolution Software.
I have this after.
I kind of wish the whole
What do you
place,
think?
the whole company
think
would
you
just
should
go out
keep
of
it to
business and
yourself.
it get bought out by another company. So, in the same way like THQ Nordic is buying up all of the licenses to THQ, and in a few years will probably change its name a third time from Nordic Games to just THQ directly. Let's ask about the
What
painting.
do you know about La Malediccio?
My father has been obsessed by it all his life. He thinks it's full of secret messages. I think it's a crock of
Sure you do.
Interesting. The game has no problem having several paintings and statues of nude things, but the S word is too much for them. That is a rather European perspective, honestly. Since Revolution Software is a European company, that shouldn't be amazingly surprising.
Tell me about yourself.
I left home as soon as I could, lived a bit, and now I own a bar in Marseille.
That explains why you know how to use a gun.
No, senor. I learned how to use a gun so I could get rid of vermin.
Eva was a real charmer. Tell me about Ramon.
Apparently he worked here when he was a boy. A loyal servant, even though the family left and never came back. More fool him.
So he's just been at this place the whole time, or maybe Marquez called him.
Tell me about your father.
When my mother died, he brought me up.
As a Gnostic?
He tried to teach me that stuff, said I had a religious vocation. Turns out I didn't. On my 18th birthday, I left home and never went back.
Tell me about the
Nico
Gnostics.
tells me you don't really know about Gnosticism.
Don't know, don't care. And I don't need saints and gods telling me how to live my life.
I can see why you and your father don't get along. So, you don't know anything about Gnostics?
They're a religious sect. They belong in the past. My father's obsessed with them, and that's all I know.
Anything else about the painting you can tell me?
My father says it has a special connection with this house. From where I stand, this house is a place of murder and violence, which is why I want nothing to do with it.
And then that ends the entire conversation there. And we have... Let's look at the achievements. How far have we gotten here? Turns out, I might as well admit it now, the Fountain of Youth achievement here that we've gotten for presenting the mannequin of the mannequin Pistumue, I thought that was going to be an achievement for the story, and I honestly figured with the Ouroboros symbology and the fact that that Marquez is so old, we would eventually find something like the Fountain of Youth to make him younger. Now that may still happen, and if it does, I'm sorry for spoiling that. I'm simply speculating here, but also there's a good chance that's not the case. We've done 19 of 35, which means we're getting close to the end. Closer. But I really feel like you need to look at the second half of the game as its own thing. Arguably, we'll have to see how it goes. It might be better to simply take the game up on the offer that it says at the very beginning and skip to episode 2 and not even bother playing the first episode. It's so unimportant to the story. Even now you can tell that the first part of the story is unimportant. There was a bunch of people introduced, a bunch of people killed, and at the very end we found the painting. You could have done all of that in much less time. It has now been over 100 hours since I started this game, and I should have been done a long time ago. It has been incredibly difficult to stay on task and try to play this game. So I don't know, like maybe if you only put in 30 minutes once a week in this game, you might have a better experience, but honestly I don't think it would be that much better. And oddly, we're at 58% done, which seems too much now, because that feels like we may just breeze through the second half of the game. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good